Thanks in part to the internet, we live in a global economy, and there are people who travel the globe adding value to businesses in various ways. These people are called digital nomads, and these are their stories. One of the major things that have come up with the interviews that I've been having with the digital nomads is the desire to reinvent themselves. And one way of doing that is to move away from their current environment, which you would think it would almost be counterintuitive that you have to go 9,000 miles away from your home country to actually start a business. But a lot of people found that it was very useful because the current environment that they were in was not conducive for them to start their own business.
Yeah, my name's James Thompson. I'm from the UK. Currently I'm working on Amazon FBA, e-commerce in general, but Amazon FBA and Kindle publishing. So I was in a rut in Manchester, working 9 to 5. I was smoking a lot of marijuana and just escaping the stress of the work. It was such a incredible opportunity in my dad's business, but it was kind of tainted by this stress of family communication and, you know, taking stress home with you and seeing loved ones struggle, you know, and really navigating through that. And my background is I'm the youngest of 5, and we quickly grew to 9 through my parents meeting other people, and I was always the peacekeeper. Anything that I tried, whether it be martial arts or the gym, just fell. I just kept failing and failing, and the only thing that I was good at was the job at my dad's business.
My name is Buran, and I'm currently living in Bangkok, running my own company, doing digital marketing services. So around 2014, I was married the second time. A little unhappy. I was working at my dad's business. My furniture factory failed. That like fell apart in a very spectacular fashion. And yeah, I had to like go back to my parents and like, you know, like I'm just trying to get back on my feet. And my dad got me to get married again. And so I was like, okay, fine, got married. My dad had all these promises of, you know, you're gonna get the business later on. Like my wife moved with me we were in a really rural part of town or South Africa. And we were both unhappy. I was sitting around one day and we switched on the TV, and I think the movie The Bucket List was playing, so I ended up watching that, cried my eyes out, like literally cried pretty much 3/4 of the movie. And so after the movie, I immediately made a list of my own, which was 111 items long, and never thought about it again. 2 years or 3 years later, still married, still unhappy. I had left my dad at that point. And at that point I was completely broke, and for whatever reason I pulled out this bucket list again, and whether it was just by chance, I reviewed the list and found that 30% or so of the list were travel destinations. And so I said to myself, well, when the fuck am I gonna get started on this list, because most of these things are things I really want to do.
So I help companies with sales. I'm initially offline salesperson. I was doing old school, you know, door-to-door, cold calling, and I was selling life insurance. I was really good at it. I was top 10 in Europe for that company. But eventually the society pushed me and I lost belief in the product that I sold. And after that, from being like top rated with trips, with high commissions, with speaking engagements, etc., I just fall down flat. I bankrupt. I was in the hole probably for 2 years. I had so many anxiety attacks. I couldn't properly breathe. Way out, because I couldn't continue like that. I was like 24, 25. Jeez. And the worst part where I hit my rock bottom was I went to my father and asked like if he can borrow me $2, only $2. And he told me like, I mean, I'll give you the $2, it doesn't mean anything, but I'm ashamed and disappointed that my son that is 25 years old doesn't have $2 in his pocket.
Wow.
I mean, that broke me. I almost started to cry in that moment, and he just stopped me, said like, don't dare to cry, go man up and find a solution. Crying won't solve your problem.
So my name is Connor Sellers, and I'm an online personal trainer, fitness coach, along with my brother Tyler Sellers. The Bold Brothers bringing it is what we always say. After I dropped out of school in October, I was working a 9-to-5 job for like 6 months. And at that time, I was really just doing it to save up money, both for my own business and so I can like go and travel, because I wanted to get out of where I was from, right? I was living at home. So I was in this little bubble my entire life in New Jersey, and I just wanted to get out.
You gotta keep in mind, Connor was in the house in New Jersey his entire life. I went to high school in New York City. I went to college in California. I didn't spend a lot of time in that house, but when I did go home, it was very comfortable.
Essentially,
All right, let's go.
Jesus had to leave his hometown, and your message will never get across if you try to stay like where you're from. Like,
They say a prophet is never heard in his hometown.
yeah,
Because everybody sees you as a little kid that, you know, you were a kid in that hometown one time, and nobody wants to look up to you as an authority source, no matter how powerful you become.
yeah.
I'm Jane. I'm 22 years old from Boston, Massachusetts. I'm out here in Chiang Mai, just kind of living my life. I guess right now I'm a digital content creator. I was a double major in college, international relations and citizenship and civic engagement. Oh, wow. It's a mouthful. So there's no set career path from that, you know? Like, it's not like I'm going into IT. Yeah, exactly. But I don't want to work in government. I don't want to work in politics. Yeah, it's not like being in IT and then going to work at a desk IT job. Why would you stay somewhere that you know so well, you know, when you have the opportunity to be somewhere else, you know? I know people who have never left the US. I know people who've never been on an airplane before. And that just, it blows my mind. At the end of the day, I just feel privileged to not be living like that, to be free to live how I want to live, where I want to live.
My name is Sapir. Most of my day I'm focusing on creating my own tea brand. Kingdom of Tea. It's very important for me to be proud in things I'm doing. Sometimes, you know, to bring results, to put results on the table, you need to do some things that you're not very proud of, you know. I know that I had a lot of troubles, you know, with like to sleep at night when I was doing that thing, because sometimes it's not that you don't give the whole information, but you let the person hear what he wants to hear to close the deal, you know. So I didn't want to go back there, and it was very important for me to do something that I can tell my family and tell my friends that's what I do, and you know, I'm very proud of what I do. I want to make sure I'm putting out there the best product I can find in the market. You know, I don't want to sell shitty products, and it was very important for me, like, to do that. You know, to change this mindset and say, okay, I'm not here to make money.
All right. Well, I'm Henry, and I'm men to create more abundance with high-quality women, and also to create epic relationships with them. When I was a child, I always have I grew up with this big group of friends. They were like, we were like 15 guys. Like we were like grow up with each other, and yeah, by time, like I really love those guys, but I had to remove myself from them because they're like doing college, doing like the normal life, living the normal life. Most of them still living with their parents in the same town. And if I wouldn't leave them, I probably will still live with my parents in the basement of my mother's place.
My name's Phil David. I'm a music producer and a digital nomad of sorts. I'm from Upper Michigan. It's almost, I think it's like that. From way over here, like close to Wisconsin.
Nice.
Yeah, so in 2007, I first moved overseas, and so I've been living abroad as an expat since 2007. To be honest, I'm really not I don't feel a calling in my heart to be in the States right now. Watching everything from afar, I was like, no, I'm just gonna wait it out over here. The American dream that like really doesn't exist anymore in the way that, you know, my parents, you know, just the old, I don't know, the old ideas of go to college and study hard and you'll get a good job. And like, that wasn't true. It's not true. It's not how the world works anymore.
Yeah, I was pretty depressed after selling my business, ending a relationship, and not knowing what the next stage in my life was. Just like the other digital nomads that you've heard, I've wanted to escape from the mundane, escape from the routine, escape from the comfort that was keeping me back from really finding out who the true me was. So I started with Mexico City, went on to Thailand, went to the Philippines, and then on to Europe. And that journey is just now starting for me. It was in that escape that I found really the true me. And in that escape, I found a community of other digital nomads that had the same life experience that I was going through. Keep watching as we unfold the story and the journey of this digital nomad experience.